Here's what you were talking about when you're talking about the LDNNs. Going back to the book, the LDNNs came in all varieties of experience and capability and courage. On this operation, we had 3 very good ones. Lieutenant Kwan was a first-rate LDNN officer, and Deng and Kwan, this other Kwan is an enlisted LDNN, no relation, were 2 guys I'd worked with on my first tour and was with them again in Tuinan. Deng and Kwan were good to go, but the problem was Kwan, the officer. And
well, Kwan was hurt. And that's the reason the other officer.
Yeah, the problem was that Lieutenant Kwan, he liked to get after it a little bit sometimes.
Well, it's like all of us. Maybe he had too much to drink the night before.
And so, he get in some kind of accident or what happened to him?
He was riding in a whaler, ran into the pier. He hit his head and he busted both his eyes, and he couldn't even see. They were both completely shut. So this is how we got the other new officer, which I've never worked with. But I'd worked many tours. I mean, not many tours, but many operations with the other 2 guys. And I'd worked with Kwan, and he was really good. But, of course, he was unable to make the op. So we brought in another young officer, which I'd never operated with.
And this other, just so everyone knows as we're going through this, the other officer that you now brought on that you hadn't worked with before, his name was Lieutenant Thwan.
Yeah.
Am I saying that right?
No, but I'm not going to give his real name out.
Got the Vietnamese speaker in here tightening me up. So you had the Navy was out to sea. The 2 things the Navy was supposed to help you with was helping you guys do navigation. Because
Correct.
In this time, no GPS. It's so easy now. I'm embarrassed by how easy it is. And obviously, fire support if you need it.
Yeah. Well, basically, what they were supposed to do is vector us in, and that's where each ship takes a radar plunge, and they shoot it in, and they see where we are in the junks, which are 39-foot concrete junks is what and then they would see where we were. Then they'd shoot us at azimuth, and then we would take our compass and we'd go in there. One of the ships shooting is they were trying to overtake Quan Tri again, and he left and went down south to help give gunfire support to help the Vietnamese Army and Marine Corps to hold off the NVA. And when that one guy shot the azimuth, and he was about 3 degrees off, but when you're 15 miles off the beach, 3 degrees is a lot.
Yeah.
And everybody said, the CEO said, that's the river right there. Actually, it was the Ben Ha River, which was actually in North Vietnam. So when we went and inserted, we were way north of the Qua Viet.